everyone, and welcome to this email marketing course. My name is Elene Marsden from Better Act Now, and I'm going to share with you all the tips and tricks that I know that will help you plan effective marketing campaigns. But before we go into the detail of what goes into a good email and how to send them out in bulk, let's look at some of the fundamentals. Now, I would say that the most important asset of any business is going to be its database of contacts. Now, there are very many providers out there that enable you to organise contact lists. The one I use is ACT, but there's lots of online providers like Zoho and Salesforce. But the key thing is that you need to have a way of managing your contacts and email lists. Once you've got a destination or a database to manage these names, then you need to plan strategies to segment your contacts. There's no point in sending an email out to an entire list. It's very scattergun. It might hit the right target, but far better to choose who your target market is going to be and send messages direct to them. Now, how can you split up your contact list? What kind of segments might you use? Well, there's all kinds of different ways you can do this. You can split your contacts up geographically, those that are local to you, those further afield, those in certain regions. You might want to have a way of deciding who the males and females are in your database. Perhaps you want to segment by age. You're looking at working with a particular target age group. Some people like to split their lists up into industry types. For example, medical sector, engineering, retail. And if that's useful for your business, then working out a way of segmenting by industry type is going to be important. You might also want to segment by the products that people have purchased from you in the past. So if you know they've purchased one thing, do they actually know about the other products that you sell? And in which case you can target them and tell them about these other products. The other way of segmenting a database may be by turnover. If you're looking at working with companies with $1 million+ turnover, then that would be a useful way of deciding who fits into that group. And of course, the most likely segment you're going to have in a database are the customers and the prospects. So with any marketing campaigns, I would suggest you need at least 10 pillars of different kinds of strategies on how you're going to get messages out to your prospects and customers. But the one that we're going to focus on in this course is email marketing. And that is the strategy that is often extremely effective for closing and winning more business. So how do you get lists? Where do you grow your lists from to actually put them into a database? Well, you might be using Facebook, and certain apps on Facebook like 22 Social enable you to collect names and emails of Facebook likes on your page, and you can export those and put them into your database. So that's one way. Another way is to look at all the connections that you have on LinkedIn and export that list of connections to an Excel file. And from that Excel file, you can import it into your database. And of course, the other way, more traditional way of growing your lists is to go out networking and to meet people, collect business cards, and get those into your database. So a couple of vital questions before we go on to the next video. Think about, do you have a way to store contact names and emails right now? If you don't, think about some of the database solutions that are out there. If you have a good database solution like ACT, for example, then you will have a way to segment your contacts easily. In ACT, you can set up groups, dynamic groups, so that you can set the criteria or the rules for that group, and contacts will automatically drop into the groups. So those are the 2 questions I'd like you to answer before we go on to the next video. Thanks very much. Till next time.